Guys, the crypto market is going completely crazy. Ethereum just made a 22% profit yesterday. That's unbelievable. Everyone who had lost faith in Ethereum was proven wrong. We're going to take a look at that today. We have the ascending, now current resistance here. Previously, it was a support the whole time, an incredibly long support. But let's go through the next price targets in detail. Bitcoin also just climbed to nearly 104,400 overnight. So it's really crazy what's happening in the market. It's really fun to look at the portfolio again right now. We'll also take a look at my trading positions, what I have open. I might even realize a part of my Bitcoin holdings, as I have even more profits now. Key, I've already realized 50%, which is $1,000, and we still have another $1,000 open. I also have an Ethereum US dollar position, a long swing position already open, which is now, I believe, $2,000 or $3,000 in profit. But I also have the US Tether position of Ethereum, which is now also well in profit. I might also consider realizing a part of that and then look for new entries. We'll go through that as well. The trading pots, yes, you see here, hey, the trading pot is watching my live stream. I have a live stream running where you can see how it performs live. Really, really good. Just the 4x future spot. Yes, super simple and actually relatively safe. I would say in this case, we'll make about 11-12% this month. So that's crazy. And then we also have the spot bots. The spot bots have actually made about 1,500 this month, all added together. We still have a few open here. Yes, but they are all doing super well in profit, especially the one that I opened recently. I really like that. Exactly. Just take a look. Subscribe to the live stream, anyone who isn't already, and leave a few comments. I would really be happy to have a bit more action here under my videos. I try to respond to everyone, and it really motivates me. Above all, it helps my algorithm. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell if you haven't already, before we dive into the price and also the crazy, hey, liquidation heat map. You will see this with Ethereum shortly. In the long term, it's actually nothing anymore. Let's take a quick look at BlackRock. In the last videos, I said BlackRock, yes, gradually accumulate. And indeed, BlackRock has reached a new all-time high on their ETF portfolio of 66 billion. That's 2 billion more than it was at the previous month all-time high. That means everything looks really good right now. Now to the important topic. We'll briefly deal with Ethereum before we move on to Bitcoin. You see here, Ethereum is incredibly awesome with this breakout. Long consolidation. We actually have this supply zone, which was simply left without a retest or anything similar. Really beautiful. What we can look at now is what could be possible price targets. We'll just quickly draw in the long-term price targets using the Fibonacci. That means if we go in here, yes, we've left the 0.236 behind us, but the next level would be 0. Yeah, 382. At 2,430, we should of course now confirm and break through this. We would have this level technically according to Fibonacci. That would be in line with this zone here, where we actually have a lot of volume, which will become very, very, very important again, so that we can also surpass this. 0.5 will then become really exciting. That is the upper area of this zone, where there was also a lot of volume in this case, but we are not there yet. I just wanted to share which price levels I see. Should we continue to proceed bullishly, where we can have the next stop with Ethereum. Otherwise, it is now very, very important. And you can see this here on the daily chart. We have this ascending trend here, yes, which I have drawn here, that at some point Ethereum, although it was wicked down here, even on point. Do you see that? So here a little below on point on the yellow line. And then, yes, this line continued because it became resistance. Then now it is our resistance here. It would be super important for us to break through that. Also this green box, this is my key level, which I have marked for a long time. And now it will be very, very exciting to see if we can get above it. I really hope so, right? But of course, you should always remember that pullbacks happen. And I mentioned this yesterday in the video, that it would be healthy if we reach this high. I mean, super ideal if we continue. But if we take this last lower high here as a retest and then continue to rise, we would have our trend reversal from the bearish price structure to the bullish price structure. So it wouldn't surprise me if it happens. If it continues to go bullish upwards, that would also be wonderful, But at some point, a small correction will come. And we'll also take a look at something else in a moment. Well, I have here for you. With Ethereum, we're looking at the Ethereum dominance. I think I shared this with you in the third to last video. I said there that Ethereum dominance has reached its low. That was the bottom here, more or less. It was even a bit, let's zoom in here, a bit below the last low that Ethereum actually had. And that's actually a wonderful sign here, you know, for us to get a reversal here. Currently, it's playing out very well. We must not forget, you know, it could of course play out just like it did here. So that we first go up, correct again, and only then does it really take off. We will now see what really happens here. Accordingly, we also look at the so the Bitcoin price on the weekly chart in comparison with the US tether dominance. And there, I'll briefly go back to two charts. Overall, you can see that this is also what Ethereum has done now. I said, well, especially in the daily chart, I mentioned this. It was very, very important for us to precisely target this price area where we had all these lows here. And they were very, very interesting. You know, these lows here that were fished every time, even though we had extremely high prices and then went down, we fished these and then simply, you can see it here, broke through with a candle, found support. It continued. I want to briefly compare this with Ethereum now so you can see what I mean. We just did something similar with Ethereum. Once, twice, 3 times these liquidity attacks, even 4 times, you know, before it went up, again and then down. And Ethereum has now broken through with a candle. That means it could become very, very exciting now. And that's also what I meant yesterday in the Telegram group. Then Ethereum would do exactly the same thing that Bitcoin has already gone through. If we look at it now, why could it become a bit more dangerous? The US tether dominance, if we look at it, well, it can be treated just like a chart. But if we take a look at it now, you can see we can also look into it here. If you draw that in, greetings go out to Mo, Latsunchalot, who has drawn it in wonderfully. But every time we have reached this point here, and we go in here, then we have a comparison. We have a high. If I go there with this arrow now, do you see it on the left and right in the chart? That when we have reached a high, we have reached this support line here. It was also like that in the past with the other parts. Yes, you see, when I go to the right of the chart here, where is the arrow on the left? Where is the right? When I go over here, where is the left arrow? Where is the right? And it has actually been like that the whole time. Now it gets exciting. So far, we have only managed to break through it downwards once. Yes, and that was also where we had these all-time highs. That is exactly in this area where we had these very high prices. That was in this area here. We might be able to put it there again with an arrow here. And another arrow here. Then you have more of a view of it. And that is precisely what's exciting. And you see we were just below here. This could have led to a mega parabolic run if the dominance, yes, decreases. But now it gets exciting. How much further can we rise with Bitcoin? That we say we take out a slightly higher high. And whether this support line in the US trader dominance actually, again, serves as support and then rises a bit while the price falls. Overall, however, we are still making lower highs and lower lows in the US dollar dominance and simply have a rejection. Just treat it like a chart, yes. And we simply see here, just then, with the exception of this small wick, that we rather have a downtrend and it should remain intact. And that will be super exciting in the future. To conclude, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. We talked yesterday about how if we surpass this price range here, it would be incredibly brilliant for us to just keep pushing. I wouldn't mind if there are no pullbacks. In this case, that actually happened. Unexpectedly, I must say. How can it continue from here? We have here, and I set this up earlier, the Fibonacci as well. We actually take the swing Fibonacci from the all-time high to the all-time low. In this cycle so far, you can see that we had a rejection at the last 0.6 weight and 0.65, which worked very well, rejected once more. I need to zoom in a bit. There you can see it wonderfully. Yes, before we are now above it and actually at the Fibonacci level, 0.786. That means we have currently broken through that as well. And just look at how wonderfully it still serves as support on the 4-hour chart. At the moment, yes. If we go below that, we still have the possibility to test the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci levels again, but it's really wonderful to see here how well, and we see here from watch where to where, from the all-time high to the low in this cycle, how much these zones still react to the price. Possible new entry points for long positions, if one wants to do that, could of course be found within a Fibonacci. That means we now have an uptrend, and we could either look from swing low to Y, swing high. Watch the Fibonacci video. So swing low, exactly. In this case, it would be here. Need to move a bit further over to our current high. That means the next possible reversal would now be exactly the 0.2326. That would be in this price range at 97,000. Should we actually go down? I hope that doesn't happen. Yes, that would really only be seen in the long term. Of course, we can also set the Fibonacci much smaller, meaning we take this low here to this high. And if we zoom in there, you can see where we have possible zones where we can get new entries for long positions. Do you know the Fibonacci? Those who have seen it, you can convert these numbers into percentage comparisons. That simply means we have here, I will move this a bit further over, a 23.6% chance to get a reversal here, a 38.2% chance for a reversal, 50%, and the 0.618 to 0.65, which would fit perfectly into this support area here. Yes, if that were to happen now, there would definitely be a long position here that I would enter. Then we would also have the continuation of the price action that we currently have maintained. We have had higher highs and higher lows the whole time, and it's actually very nice to see, yes, so that we don't make any lower lows anymore. Here, just briefly, 1000 Namsanda, where we say, hey, we don't have a higher high, but also not a lower low. And maybe we'll see such a reversal. If not, yes. And we continue to rise. Happy for your portfolio? Yes. Happy also for the open positions. You see Bitcoin. This is the Ethereum position. I currently have $250 still in profit and 150 realized. The Bitcoin position is $1,000 in profit. Yes, $1,000 realized. But I would let it run a bit longer. But here I have my swing position. I shared it last or the week before last, I believe. Where do we need to go? The swing position of Ethereum is also now nearly $2,000 in profit. Yes, it has been open for a bit longer. It was a build-up position. It is now $40,000 large. And we will also see how it continues and whether I will compound further. If we see lower prices, I will add more here. And then I will also enlarge it. In this sense, yes, follow me. That means subscribe, activate the bell. I will make exciting videos, will share my positions, especially make automated trading so easy for you so that you can earn money with it. Yes, inevitably, just as I have been doing for a long time now, for over a year. And comment a little, and until next time. Bye.